I forgot to unmute myself. Ooh, I'm glad I only talked for a few seconds. Hello. Welcome to my live stream. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you can hear me now. I'm sure you can. How are you? Today I'm excited to do a video on an MLM coach that I've not talked about before named Sarah Robbins. Before that, I want to talk about my adventure today. I haven't rode my bike to work because it's been winter here until like last week, and I did it for the first time today, and it was good, but on the way home it was like 30 degrees Celsius, which is really hot, and like for me, I don't want to do anything when it's 30 degrees Celsius. But then I was riding my bike and it was a lot. I got sweaty and I got a little bit of heat exhaustion, I think, and so then I sat in front of the fan and just like let the air go, like blow on me for a bit. And I think tomorrow it's going to be 30 again, and so then I will definitely make sure to have more water and take more breaks because it was a struggle for sure. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Oh, hi, Lift Panic. Sorry, 1 second. Remove this. Bye. There you go. Hi, Lift Panic. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And then Lisa says hi to Lift Panic. And then Monica's here. Hi, Monica. Thank you for coming. I'm really excited that you're here. So today, we're just going to watch a video. We're not going to go over the website of Sarah Robbins, this MLM coach that we're going to be talking about today, but she has a lot of content, and if you're interested in checking out her channel, I would for sure go and do that, and I'll show it to you guys in just a second. And we're going to learn how to prospect people on LinkedIn. We've talked about that before, but I do think her perspective is a little bit different. So Sarah Robbins, look at the sub count, 44,000 views, but only subscribers, but only 70 views and only 5 likes. That doesn't seem like fantastic engagement. Like, I have the tiniest channel of life and I get that level of engagement, more likes than that on a video with 70 views on it. And so it's a little bit interesting how she has so many subs, but like no one watches her channel. So today I was like practicing and like letting the video run, and there was a lot of like connection issues. So I have a backup, of course, like I usually do, just in case. And then if I need to, I will turn off the camera and then turn it on when I talk. Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining. So today, proven strategies to get professional leads for your network marketing business on LinkedIn. Very excited, and let's go. Yes. For new grads, for people who are looking for other employment, for people who are looking to get into the workforce. Yes, you are completely right. Okay, let's go.
Like to get more leads online? Well, today's prospecting pop-up is going to be talking about just that. We're going to be talking about proven strategies to get professional leads for your network marketing business. And we're going to talk about a really cool platform for a few minutes called LinkedIn. Anybody doing any prospecting on LinkedIn? If so, I want to know, let me know in the chat.
I'm seeing that my connection's kind of bad, so I'm probably going to turn my camera off while I'm not talking, just so we can enjoy the video. LinkedIn seems pretty soft on MLMers. I once reported someone for reporting her biz on her LinkedIn page, and it didn't go anywhere. I don't think LinkedIn allows this. I think they can get reported. Yeah, because the way you're supposed to use the platform, like, I work for like a larger national organization, but like a local branch of it. And so then I would add people that I like didn't know, but worked in these like a different local branch, like a different part of the country, just to build up my network, right? And then they saw where I worked. Maybe we had 1 or 2 people, like friends in common or connections in common, and then they accepted me, and it was all great. I think that kind of thing is fine. It's fine to add people you don't know if they have an interesting career path, or you might have like talked to them at a conference once 5 years ago, but I don't think it's appropriate to be pitching your multi-level marketing company to people. Hi, Charlie. How's it going? Okay. Well, they answered me back that it didn't violate their rules. Mm-mm. I had read the rules and thought it was a violation, but I forget the wording. Oh, that's terrible, Live Panic. Good job reporting them. So I'm going to take myself off the camera and see if that helps.
This year in the Network Marketing Inner Circle, my coaching program, we have actually committed to teach you how to become proficient in prospecting on every single social media site. And this month, we're talking all about LinkedIn, prospecting professionals, professional prospecting. And by the way, if you're looking for coaching, collaboration, and community, the Network Marketing Inner Circle is a place to be. So be sure you check it out at thenetworkmarketinginnercircle.com. I'm Sarah Robb.
Isn't it hilarious how all of these coaching programs are all called the Inner Circle? Like Raymond Higdon has the Inner Circle. Fraser Brooks has the Inner Circle. Doesn't Bob Heilig have the Inner Circle? This woman, Sarah Robbins, has the Inner Circle. Why is it all called the Inner Circle? And she's saying that she's focusing on like helping us prospect on every social media platform. Sure, you can call LinkedIn a social media platform, but back in the day, like when I was still in undergrad and a friend told me about LinkedIn, I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's like the Facebook, it's like Facebook but for like the professional world. Use it to connect with people in the similar field as you, or just make new professional connections, network online, and maybe like get a job out of that. You're not supposed to use it to pitch bullshit businesses. And yes, I just showed that, but I completely agree. It's not real employment. We all know it's not real employment, but I've seen postings on LinkedIn that are most likely scam jobs for sure. Someone contacted me after viewing my profile on LinkedIn. As soon as I found out they were with an MLM, I would have no further contact with them. Yeah. And it's tricky when you're on LinkedIn and you think, like, say you're looking for employment and you think that that person is in a real workplace and is actually offering you an opportunity. Maybe you think they could be an HR manager and they are just trying to pitch their MLM business to you. It's very, very predatory. Camera off.
Robbins, a top network marketer, and I'm so excited for today's prospecting pop-up. Training in under 10 minutes. We're going to be talking to a top leader today in just a few minutes who was a professional herself, prospected on LinkedIn as a corporate executive. So you're going to hear her story. And my hope is in hearing it, you say, well, gosh, I need to be there too. In a few minutes, we're going to talk about how that conversation started, as well as why she joined network marketing. It's so good. And hopefully that's going to leave you with the confidence that you need to start those conversations with professionals over on LinkedIn, specifically about the opportunity. Now, before I introduce her,
so not everyone on LinkedIn is going to be some fancy like corporate CEO, right? Like, sure, anyone in a job could be considered a professional, I guess, but it could be like someone's actual small business, right? It could be someone's Etsy shop page. It's not always going to be a fancy VP. Also, the fact that this woman was a corporate VP and now she's in this MLM, whatever MLM it is, I think that just lends more credibility to the business because she probably had to be very highly educated. She probably had to go through a lot in her career to get a position like that, makes a lot of money. And so people will think, look, she's in a really fantastic career. She's so highly educated. If she's in an actual corporation, then she's probably making like $150,000, $200,000 a year to be a VP, depending on the corporation, of course. And like, why would someone like that join this business if it's not a real business opportunity? Also, what's your drink of choice today? Mine's milk. I'm needing some milk today for sure. You guys like milk? I like chocolate milk mostly, but I wanted white milk, just regular milk recently. Okay. Gross. I agree, Monica. Totally. I was once contacted on LinkedIn and they used very suspicious phrases like, if you're not interested, do you know anyone else who might be? And that if it's a real job, like people Hiring managers will often look on LinkedIn to find good potential prospects for an interview, and like a real job, that's their a real employment opportunity, that's their job. That's their job of the hiring manager. You are not going to a hiring manager is not going to ask you to refer your friends for an actual real interview. Not making sense. They're wasting people's time. Imagine talking to someone and finding out it's an MLM. Time wasted. Yes, I agree. It drives me crazy, especially if you're a young person just out of school thinking you're going to find a fantastic job opportunity, and then it's just some bullshit MLM pitch. Makes me mad. Oh, you like chocolate milk? Yay. I like bottled iced coffee things. It's like 1 liter for like $5 or $6. And I was putting chocolate milk in it recently. And then I was like, no, I want to have white milk in it. And the white milk, just the normal milk, is quite good with the iced coffee. I love iced coffee. Okay, let's keep going. I like this conversation. It's fun. Oh, you mean Nesquik. Got you. Got you. Yummy.
Let me just quickly tell you why I love this concept of getting leads for the business on LinkedIn. Number one, it's an unsaturated market. Number two,
Ma'am, unsaturated market. What in the world do you mean? Just because you're on a platform, like what do you mean it's unsaturated on LinkedIn? Do you mean on a lot of MLM people are promoting their opportunity on LinkedIn? That doesn't make any sense. You can't just say it's an unsaturated market and then just like go on with your life. Explain what you mean, show some stats. If you mean not a lot of MLM distributors use LinkedIn, well, that's not true because you're coaching all your people to do that. And I'm sure other people are also coaching their people to do that. Like we did a video a while ago on like this person was coaching people how to use LinkedIn for their business. And so it's not oversaturated. Oh, chocolate soda. I just found it on the market a few months ago. Ooh, yummy. Ooh, chocolate soda. That's very interesting. I don't think I've heard of chocolate soda before. Ooh. MLMs are always saturated. Too many Huns. Yes, Monica. I'm curious to try that. Same. 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 That sounds good. What brand is it? Okay, let's keep going.
it's where professionals hang out. So these people are the perfect place to prospect for your business because they've got a great network, but many are there seeking opportunity. They're open to it. So it's not offensive when you reach out to it. That's what they're there on LinkedIn actually looking for.
Oh my God, I have so much to say. It's not offensive if you reach out to people on LinkedIn because that's what they're there for. They're there for opportunity. No, as a young-ish, I'm not actually young anymore, ish professional on LinkedIn, I do it to connect with my coworkers. I do it to expand my professional network in similar fields as I am. I don't do it to have network marketing distributors in my inbox trying to pitch me their business. Sometimes I get automated messages from like, "Hey, you should apply for our online MBA program." It's like, no, thank you. And so, yeah, like that's bullshit. It is very offensive because that's not how the platform is meant to be used, ma'am. I like combining a chocolate premier protein shake with cold brew coffee. Tasted like a fancy Starbucks drink. Oh my God, I love Starbucks. I had what's it called? An iced blonde vanilla latte. Yes, that's my go-to now. Get the big ass one, of course, and it's so good. I love fancy iced coffee drinks. Do they still make Yoo-hoo? I've never had Yoo-hoo. I know what it is. Like, I've heard of it, but I've never had it. Yoo-hoo. Used to love Yoo-hoo. Nice. Block them. Yes, block their asses. Block them immediately. I'm going to try with my face on and then I'll take it off if I need to.
It allows you to really expand your network beyond family and friends. And as I share in the inner circle, it's really about starting conversation, right? Finding a commonality and a reason to connect, and then seeing if there are opportunities as you expand your business into their market. And then taking that to really booking a discovery call. You're posting opportunity posts or connecting with people in the DMs, it is a place to be if you're sharing an opportunity. As you know, as network marketers, we service two things and an opportunity. And that way, people need opportunity now more than ever before. This practice guest was introduced to her.
Ma'am, what do you mean people need opportunity now more than ever before? Do you mean because people are desperate and scared and not making any money because maybe they got laid off because inflation is outrageous and like milk is like $3 more than it was a year ago? Please explain yourself. We know the answer though. Like she's going to talk about it more later how like if the economy is bad, MLM businesses do amazingly because MLMs offer an opportunity. And I think that is a disgusting way to look at economic hardship and turmoil and mental health struggles within families and single people and couples. According to MLM, you can't have Starbucks nor Netflix because you have to hustle. Time freedom? Nah, that's a myth. And we can't spend $5 or $6 on a Starbucks coffee because we need to devote all of our money to our business, right? Oh, and she said we have to find a commonality. We have to find a reason to contact them. So that could be a sincere reason, but like what's his name? Eric Worre tells us, like, make something up, right? Like make up a compliment or say like, oh, hey, tell me about your job. It sounds so interesting. Or, hey, you actually presented that paper at a conference? How cool. Tell me more about that. And then you use that just to like get into their messages, and then you really get to the root of their pain. You understand their pain points, you understand what they are missing in their life, so you can craft your response in a way that makes it seem like the MLM is going to solve all of their problems. I've gotten through 3 minutes and it's been like 17 minutes.
Opportunity back when we were kind of going through that recession. She's here today to tell us a little bit about her story. She's now a top leader in her network marketing company. I'm so excited to welcome Rose Galarrajas. Hey, Rose, how are ya?
Hey, Sarah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I'm so excited for you to be here today because your story is the infamous story that I share in my book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And you get to share your own story today. But first, I think this is so cool. You know, when we were just on the inner circle session about LinkedIn, I saw you put in the chat, hey, that's actually how I was prospected, like you, right? Because the story in my book.
That's interesting. I often think about that when we are hearing more predatory prospecting or recruitment methods being said, like, oh, you have to get to the root of their pain. You have to ask them leading questions. You have to find a reason to get in their inbox and show interest in something in their life. Or like Eric says, find a way to compliment them. I wonder if people are sitting there thinking, oh, this is what was done to me. This is how she got me into the business, and start to wonder like, oh, it's interesting. So was she teaching her downline before I got here to manipulate me and to twist my words around as well? I'm not making any sense, but you know what I mean? So it's interesting that in this case, she was listening to a LinkedIn course on Sarah Robbins' website and then was like, oh, that's how I was recruited. It's just interesting. I wonder why they can't name the company. If it's that good, give me the name. Because then we know we will go off and we'll Google it and then we'll see that it's a scam. We will find the products on Amazon. We will just go straight to the company website and we'll get the products there. It's all about information control. 1,000 years ago on this channel, I did a video. It was like, why you can't say your company name with Fraser Brooks. And it's, yeah, like they don't want you to actually seek out your own information, and they want to be able to feed you very carefully curated info in order to make their company seem amazing. I ask that all the time. They don't put two and two together, that they don't realize it was fine to them. It was done to them too. Yes. Is that what you mean? I ask that all the time. Yeah, yeah, like when they hear lessons about how recruitment methods and then they say, "Oh, that's how I was recruited too." Or we find out about how crappy the company is. Yes. Oh, so annoying. It's all the same. I know we just did a prospecting call with Eric a little while ago, and this one's a little bit different, but we said this before, like, all of these videos are the same. They all use the same tactics. It's like there's an MLM coach newsletter that, like, Doug DeVos writes over on Amway, and it's like, "This is how you have to act. This is what you say. This is how you teach your members to go out and manipulate people to keep them in your company for as long as possible." Oh my goodness. Okay, let me take my face off and let's keep going.
Is how you prospected a professional. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this story, I think, is so cool about how you were approached. So tell us a little bit about that story, your story, and of course, more about just what attracted you.
Yeah. So I was actually a corporate VP for many, many years and for different companies. And I love my job. It was exciting. It paid me well. I was really loving it. I had a family, two daughters, my husband. And during the last recession of 2009, I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. The company that I had been with for 8 years reorganized and I lost my job. Like millions of
So that's a vulnerability number one. She was in a fantastic job. The recession hit, lost her job. And she's going to say that she wanted something secure and stable, but the exact same thing can happen and does happen in MLMs where you're building a huge team, you're one of the few who can actually make good money, and then your company is gone, you don't have a livelihood anymore, you're done. That happens more often in MLMs. And that's a vulnerability. She has a family to take care of. She just lost her job. She was probably scared and confused and needed direction. And then someone reached out to her on MLM on LinkedIn and pitched her the opportunity when she was at her weakest. And that's terrible. And if we are to believe that she's actually a top income earner in her company and she's actually making money, she's one of the few who the scheme actually worked for. Oh, she was targeted, right? You're totally right. Cookie cutter MLMs. Yeah, they're all exactly the same. And I try to find unique videos and I'm like, this is kind of unique, but like we've heard this before. Especially the Beachbody National Wake Up Calls. My dad was watching one of one of my streams on the National Wake Up Call, and he's like, I was there for a little bit, but then it was like, we've heard that before on your channel. We've heard that before with other National Wake Up Calls. It's all kind of the same thing, you know? And then I keep making the videos. I could not work in a place that forces me to spill trauma like that or tell sob stories. No cringe. I said this before. I think it's fine for a boss to be like, hey, I've noticed that you've seemed kind of quiet lately. Is there anything I can do to help? Do you need to take some of your PTO? Just let me know. And then, like, respect the answer. If your employee doesn't want to talk, then they don't want to talk and respect it. But it's not appropriate for a boss to be like, tell me why you're so upset. Tell me what's going on in your life and the details of your relationship struggles, you know? At least she was eligible for unemployment. Sorry, my leggings that I wore on my bike are like bothering me now. Ugh. Yeah, true. You were right. I don't know how much unemployment is in the United States. I don't know if it's actually enough to live off of and like support a family, but it's better than nothing, right? Yes. Having a concerned boss is fine, but not having a boss, we don't want to have bosses that get in our face and make us tell them private details of our life. Exactly.
of successful Americans at the time. And I didn't see it coming, Sarah. I honestly thought, good employees were supposed to be, taken care of, and that I would just retire and, go off into the sunset, right? And when I lost my job, I felt shame. I thought, what am I going to do now? What are people going to think? And I felt sorry for myself for 24 hours. And I then decided, you know what? If I really stopped to think about it, my job was way, just really getting the best of me. It was 70-hour weeks, nonstop. And so I just decided, there's something better out there. And of course, where did I turn to first was LinkedIn, because like you
Wow.
said, that's where the professionals hang out. And I was just looking for my next opportunity, and a complete stranger posted something that caught my attention, and I thought, I'm just going to look into this. And when I did, and I found out it was network marketing, I thought, well, I don't know anything about network marketing, and do people actually make money there? And the more I explored it, the more I realized just how lucrative this could be. Because my goal now at this point was, well, I'm not going to go back and work for corporate America, right? That's not safe and secure. I want to find something that I could work for myself and make my own way. And I fell in love, and I've never looked back.
So I just wanted to let her get her thoughts out. But yeah, she said she loved her exact job. Now she's saying she was burnt out. I feel like their stories change based on the point they're trying to make, right? First, like, I was fulfilled, I was happy, and look, I found success and purpose in my MLM. And then it's like, I was fired, and it's okay because I was burnt out and working a million hours a week. And like, which one is the truth? Because fantastic, brilliant point. They just like go between, like, they just switch it up based on their narrative, based on the point they're trying to make. And I was listening to an old CC Suarez video today. I love her old videos, all her videos, but she was saying like they always have the most intense sob story ever. It's like, I worked 80 hours a week. Or I I worked 80 hours a week in my three jobs. I was a full-time student. I danced 5 hours a week. I did this, I did that. It's like, you don't have enough hours in the day to do all of that stuff. Is that actually true? How often did you dance? How often did you work? And it's like, did she actually work 70 hours a week? Or is that just an exaggeration to make her sob story seem more appealing, more relatable? I'll have to catch the replay. That's okay, DC. If you're still here, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining, and thank you for catching the replay. And go subscribe to DC. Go subscribe to her, please. She's amazing. Are you sure you explored it? Explored it. It doesn't sound like you did. If you truly did, you would have realized it's a scam. And the person made that post at the perfect time when she was like past her like 24 hours of panic, and she was like, okay, I'm ready to look, I'm ready to investigate other opportunities. And then that woman posted at the perfect time. And if she actually is the top of her company, then the woman who posted making bank. She doesn't have to work ever again. The I live in a basement, it's a favorite one, right? I live in a basement too. There are lots of luxury, lovely, beautiful basement apartments in my area. There's lots. They're very common. Heather's a rotten upline, right? Okay, let's keep going.
I love that. And, I think about how powerful that story is, because, of course, we're in uncertain economic times now. And much like LinkedIn, right? We have a reverse economy in network marketing, which means our business does well when the economy is soft. Why? Because of the opportunity piece, right? We service product and opportunity.
That's a horrible thing to say. Can't imagine being in a freaking industry where you say, we do well when people suffer, when parents can't afford to feed their children, when single young adults lose their jobs and they wonder how they're going to pay off their debt. We benefit from people suffering. That's literally what she said. And imagine saying that and believing that you're doing something good. Like, how would you go to sleep at night knowing that your industry benefits off of widespread suffering?
So people are looking for opportunity now more than ever before. So now really is the time to be sharing our story, right? And to be posting those powerful posts, to be reaching out to people. It's simple as finding a commonality, a reason to connect, and then seeing if they're open to opportunity. So I love that. So I want to just shift into the infamous story now for a moment, because we're talking about professional prospecting. That really is the focus of our series in the inner circle and also in our prospecting pop up here today. The story in my book, I talk about the $50 million woman and my $50 million mistake, right? The mistake I made of passively prospecting, which if people don't know the story, it goes something like this. Rose and I both knew somebody, right? We knew somebody who was a common connection, and she is a professional. And I made the big mistake of passive prospecting. I'm like, surely if she's interested, she's going to see one of my posts on social media. But Rose, you reach out to her in a very professional way. So tell us your side of the story, how you reach out to Stacy, another professional, so powerfully.
So, I got to the point, I was about a year into my business at this point. And I got to the point where I thought, well, I'm going to just start talking to people that have lots of connections, that are already successful. And I reached out to somebody that I knew from my corporate job. And I just said to her, hey, I started a new business, and I'm not sure you're going to be interested or not, but I know how well connected you are, how successful you are, how good you are at what you do. And I'd love to share with you what it is that I'm doing to see if it's something that you might be interested in. And if nothing else, you might know someone this would be perfect for.
Ooh, ooh. So you find someone that's really successful. You say, hey, I would love for you to take a look at this. You're just so successful. You're so good at your job. So you compliment them. You say, might not be for you, but just take a look. And if anything, give me a referral. So it's like you find a reason to message them, you give them a fake compliment, and then you go in for the kill. That's not what LinkedIn is for. LinkedIn is for people to look for actual legitimate job postings and to try to get a new job, or for young adults to try to get their foot in the door in their employment field of choice. I could just imagine being freshly out of grad school trying to find my first ever big girl job on LinkedIn and have someone pitch me their MLM, or I think that I got an actual interview, then I quickly realized that it's a pyramid scheme. Although at that age, how old was I? 24. I don't know if I would have known if it was a pyramid scheme. Like, I don't know if the alarm bells would have gone off in my head. I don't know. Now I would say no. I would know, but back then I'm not sure if I would realize. Yeah, she didn't start a business, Lisa. You're right. And that makes it seem like it's like a small business owner who's looking for like their first employee, is looking for people to help them expand their actual business. But no, you are just a contracted employee who's looking for another contracted employee. I have secondhand embarrassment for people who left professional or executive careers to be Huns. And it just shows that anyone's vulnerable to it, right? Like anyone, if they're in a position of weakness or vulnerability, could hear the pitch and think it's a good idea. Doesn't matter your education level, doesn't matter your career. They usually target vulnerable people. Usually they don't go after successful people. But then they'll probably say something like, everyone could benefit from this. Everyone wants something else in their life. If it's like more vacations, if it's more time with their kids, if it's they want to make more money to be able to retire their spouse. I feel like they would probably say like everyone has something that's missing in their life. And I don't agree, obviously.
And I was intimidated, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, because like you, Sarah, right? I just thought she doesn't need more money, or she's so busy already. But I was really pleasantly surprised, because she was right for something new and something different, because she had 2 little children at home, 3 little children, a set of twins and another daughter that she barely saw because she was working so many hours. And when I explained to her this leveraging model, because she's a business person, because she was a businesswoman, that light bulb went off, and she was like, "I'm interested," So
It's interesting that a businesswoman, I don't know what area of business, like it could be anything, but a businesswoman heard it and went, "Oh, yeah, that sounds great." A businesswoman didn't sit there and go, sounds like I'd be profiting off of the people below me. Maybe that's not ethical. Maybe that's not sustainable. Maybe I should go do some research. I think, again, it just shows that anyone's vulnerable to it. Anyone can have a moment of weakness and not think they need to research it more and just trust that people are being honest and truthful to them, because I think it's human nature to want to believe that people are good and that people have your best interest at heart, but that's not always the case. And so she's saying in this story, like what Monica just said, here we go, mom shame. This woman was high up in her corporate career and she wasn't able to see her children and she was really looking for something different. You are not going to be able to actually be present with your children if you're in an MLM. At least if you work a 9 to 5, you can actually be present with your children when you're off work and you don't need to be glued to your phone. Although if she's high up in like a big corporation, she might need to be glued to her phone. People who are that high up on the in the hierarchy, they probably are working at home more often than someone who's like a manager or like a team lead or something. So maybe they're like leveraging that fact that like you're a successful corporate person, so you don't actually have a separation between home and work, and this MLM can give you more time just to relax at home. There was something else I wanted to say. I don't remember what it was, but Liv Panic had a good point here. She said she held several executive positions. She could have found another one, in my opinion, probably. This was in 2009 when the economy went in the shitter. I don't know how life was in the labor market in the US in 2009, but someone who's highly educated and has that level of work experience, she probably could have found something else. You're right. Unless she's straight out lying. Yeah. Oh, my ears are ringing. That ever happened? You're like, oh my God, why are my ears ringing? Ugh. Okay, let's keep going.
No, it was great. And then obviously the next day we saw you and you realized what the mistake had been, right?
I realized the mistake. And by the way, that's the story that I share in the book. I'm like, in walks Stacy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the girl that I've been hoping and praying that she saw my social media post walks in the door. She sees a vision. I'm the guest speaker. She joins the team and she becomes the #1 recruiter in the company. Now, good on you, Rose. And of course, right, I only learned those expensive mistakes once. Now I just think like risk or the reward. The worst thing that's going to happen, they're going to say, no, I'm not going to die. I've yet to die doing this. And the dream come true is they become a power leg and a power leader and a power partner in the business. And so, guys, I hope you hear two things here.
So are we regretting, like this woman here, Sarah, is Sarah regretting not recruiting this woman, Stacy, because of the money that she would have brought Sarah? Or because Sarah could have actually provided Stacy with more hands-on leadership that would have helped her grow her business? It's just so interesting to say, like, for her to say that she missed out on a power leg and a power business partner who we know, like, she's going to make money off of the top income earner, recruiting people, buying product, and so on. Like, if Sarah had the top income earner in her direct downline, she would have made so much money. And so it's just interesting that she's regretting not bringing her in, not prospecting directly with her, not because she's a wonderful person and she would have loved to work with her, but because she would have missed out on lots of money from Stacy's downline. Okay, where did I go? Okay. She also may not understand that her pay will come from people she recruits buying starter packs and a percentage of their commissions. Yes. If you don't have people in your downline who are buying starter packs and recruiting others to buy starter packs, you're not going to make any money. Not #1 seller, no, #1 recruiter. Yeah, because the sales don't matter. That's a great point. I always assume they're lying. Yeah, is this actually even real? Like she put it in her book, but that doesn't mean it's true. That's a good point. They have no mention about products or anything. If someone is trying to recruit me to sell something, I want to know what it is and how to sell it. Yes. And you want training, you want resources, you want guidance too, right? Like you want to have management oversight so you can make sure you're doing your job properly. Great points.
From Rose. And Rose, congratulations on your tremendous success building a multi-million-dollar sales organization. It is so powerful, your story.
Multi-million-dollar recruitment organization, not sales. There's no actual sales happening other than like what Lisa just said here, people buying starter packs and their upline getting volume and a percentage of their commissions. It's not a sales organization. It's not, ma'am. It's not, and you know it.
But I hope you hear two things. A corporate executive who said, I recognize opportunity, right? When I see one. And so now that things are shifting, you imagine Rose, right? Like there's a Rose right now who's looking for opportunity. And we have an untapped market waiting on LinkedIn right now. So many of you are going, I don't want to bug family and friends. And you're messaging people on Facebook and Instagram. It's not to say that you can't do that as well, but here's a whole pool of people that are professionals. They have great networks like Rose to be able to reach out to people like Stacy and build a powerful sales team with you, right? They've got the network, but they're on the platform for networking. So Rose, I mean, it probably wasn't shocking or insulting when somebody reached out to you for opportunity, was it?
No, not at all. I mean, she actually just posted something. I mean, that's the beauty of LinkedIn, right? That you can just be scrolling through and see something that catches your eye. And so
Monica, I'll remove this. That's her name. Obviously, like, don't say anything to them. Don't like be mean to them, of course. I don't think anyone here would be mean to these women, but like, I don't know if you can read that. It's really like fuzzy on my end. And the both of these women are in the same MLM, I'm assuming, because of their story. So you could look up Sarah Robbins or Rose Galo Rojas. Yeah, good point. Good question. I don't know. I don't know which MLM they're in. And she keeps saying, you were insulted that someone reached out to you for opportunity. No, an actual employment opportunity is a real average employment position being offered to you where you get paid for your time, where you might get some sick time, where your contributions are valued, where your CEO or your employer values you enough to pay you. You don't even get paid. You're not only a volunteer, you pay for the privilege of volunteering. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Maybe we can look on LinkedIn and see. Okay, let's keep going.
So she was a complete stranger. And, once I understood the channel, once I understood this thing called leverage, and, let's be honest, the most.
Sorry. Leverage means that, in my opinion, you duplicate yourself, you duplicate your behavior in your downline. So everyone in your downline is trained to see people as dollar signs, are trained to prospect everyone they meet, approach people on LinkedIn, approach people on Instagram, and they build massive sales organizations. So you are like leveraging their time and their effort and the fact that they're losing money, and that's where you get your income from. So in my opinion, leverage equals recruitment. So she's saying, once I understood the channel, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because we've heard people call MLMs a vehicle for achieving their dreams, but I've never heard a channel before. Do you think it's the same as vehicle? Like the Money distributors like to say vehicle. Sorry.
The most successful, the wealthiest people have leverage behind them. That's really the way to build wealth. And I just thought, there's something here that I really need to look at. I cannot be afraid of it any longer. I have to just really explore it because it was compelling.
That is so powerful. And guys, let this be a powerful reminder to you to go where the professionals are, right? Where it's not foreign to talk about opportunity, or even if they were to reach out to you, right, Rose? Because it's like you're there to network, you're there to hear about opportunity. That's what LinkedIn is all about. But remember, as you're doing those powerful posts, as Rose is talking about, it's really leading with the business, right? And really creating those powerful prospecting posts. I mean,
Monica asked a question. Have leverage behind them. What does that mean? In the MLM context, I think it means recruitment. I think it means having a team. In the non-MLM context, I'm not sure. Because like I've heard the language of like, oh, I can leverage the position that I have in this job to get a higher paying job elsewhere. I can leverage this project management experience to go and get this fancy project management job somewhere else. So that's the only thing I can think of in an average employment environment. What does everyone else think about that? They never tell you any information, just a bunch of words that mean nothing, right? They're like, post powerful recruitment messages on LinkedIn, approach professionals. They're there to network anyways, so so they're not going to be insulted. Like that's all we got from this. Those are our learnings. I didn't actually get anything from this. And just because I have an employment network from my experience in the workplace doesn't mean that any of those people are going to be open to learning about MLMs. They're probably going to tell me to fuck off. Word salad, yep. I'm suddenly really hot. It's 21 degrees Celsius in the office, so it's actually not that hot, but I feel hot. I'm going to put my hair in a pony, I think. We're almost done.
I mean, this is such a powerful story. The other thing that I want you to hear is this. Don't make the costly mistake that I did. Being passive in your prospecting, reach out professionally, right? Because you just never know what people will do or who they can lead you to. Rose, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story on our prospecting pop-up today. Who enjoyed hearing from Rose finally in person? You read her story for now. I retell her story for years about the one who got away, right? And the one that I was so scared to contact, and Rose did. And again, risk versus reward. There's Rose.
If you don't reach out to them, someone else will.
That's right. Why not now?
That's a fantastic point, because there are endless MLM distributors who are all desperate to have someone join their team or buy a product. So yeah, if Rose doesn't reach out, Sarah would have, Jessica in whatever, Monate would have, this person in Beachbody would have. Yeah, because there's only so many people. And so that's a really good point, Rose, and a big issue with MLM, that every time someone new joins an MLM, that's one less person that is eligible to join another MLM. So your potential prospect field just keeps getting smaller and smaller. She doesn't exactly tell you what to message, does not give an example of a message to post. Telling me put a prospect message is not conducive at all. And what's a professional message? Invite them professionally, reach out to them professionally. What does that mean? Give me examples. Oh.
And why not you? Rose, thank you so much for your time here today. I so appreciate it. And guys, your call to action is this. Number one, get in on LinkedIn, right? Create a profile. Create those powerful posts. Start those prospecting conversations. Don't make the mistake of being passive. Use the language that Rose used, saying, I've got an opportunity. It's expanding. Would love to share it with you. And if not for you, maybe you know somebody it would be great for. And for all of you listening today, if you need help with this, the language, the process, make sure you check us out at thenetworkmarketinginnercircle.com, and you can get the powerful replay that we just did on LinkedIn, but some amazing professional prospecting workshops that are coming up. Again, we've made the commitment this year to help you to become proficient in prospecting on every single social media site. And we're starting this month on LinkedIn. Now, who enjoyed today's free prospecting pop-up? Your training tip for today, make sure you share the takeaways in the comments below. And don't forget, whether you're listening live or on the podcast, click the share button to share this episode with a friend. Because remember, as always, The more who know, the greater your team will grow. With that, happy Pride.
Oh, barf. The more you know, the greater your team will grow. Woo. Oh my gosh. So, also, how do we set up our LinkedIn? I wonder if she would want us to actually put our company name in our LinkedIn and be straightforward about the fact that we're a network marketer, or if we like beat around the bush and be kind of like misleading in our profile so people don't know. So people have to guess what we're actually pitching them, right? Okay. Maybe she means reaching out on LinkedIn is the professional way. Maybe. I heard reach out in a professional way, but possibly. Good point. Inner Circle sounds like rank makers. Yeah, and freaking Fraser has one too. All of these coaches have Inner Circle things. And the shirt I'm wearing, there's like bleach on it. This was not a good shirt. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so we didn't learn anything new here. We just learned that people on LinkedIn are interested in opportunity. That's why they're there. They're there to network. So that means it's not insulting or rude to reach out to them and pitch them your MLM business, even though we know that LinkedIn is meant for people who are looking for true employment opportunities, for young adults just out of school, for people looking to re-enter the workforce, for people who are looking for a career change. It's meant to be an environment, a safe environment for people to look into employment opportunities and meet new people who might be able to help them with true and valuable employment opportunities. I can't stand the fact that MLM distributors are taught to completely misuse this platform because, yes, it is a social media platform, but it's different than Instagram because it has a very specific purpose and it's being mistreated, in my opinion. And I wish there was a LinkedIn jail because I've done videos. I think it was Jessie Lee Ward's like, you have to get into Facebook jail every single day. And she was telling us to get into Facebook jail, which was interesting. So I wish there was LinkedIn jail as well. I'll lean towards being misleading. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it now because I think I'd have to sign into my LinkedIn, but like I'm definitely interested in like what these profiles actually look like. And so later I'll just type in Sarah Robbins on LinkedIn and see if anything interesting comes up. LinkedIn is going downhill. I see people posting their kids and dogs. Oh crap. They need a Facebook. Yeah, they sure do. Yeah. When I was looking for a new job in like August, September, October, I got a lot of my interviews from LinkedIn because I noticed there's more and more remote jobs where like the actual office is like the other side of the country, and it's like all they will interview people wherever you are, but they just be like, the one requirement is you have to work in our time zone, right? So there's more virtual opportunities available, but they're actual real employment opportunities. I feel like I'm just blabbing. Sorry. You guys get the point. Huns would not be straightforward. No way. Why can't we just be honest? I know the answer though. If we say like you're probably not going to make any money unless you recruit thousands, hundreds of people, you are going to have to work all the time. You're not going to be paid actual real money for at least a year or two if you're lucky. We know people don't say that because then no one's going to want to join them, right? So that's all I have for today. I thought this was fun looking at a new network marketing coach. I'm definitely going to do more videos on Sarah Robbins in the future. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'm going to go live again on Friday at my normal time. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll think about it and schedule something like tomorrow or early Friday. Thanks to all these people who are in the chat and the 8 people who are still watching me now. That's really, really cool. And yeah, I really liked this. I thought this was a fun conversation, fun perspectives. I love the conversations we have in the chat. So yeah, bye, Monica. Thank you for joining. Bye, Live Panic. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go watch some hockey, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.